Right now, one person is dead after a shooting on Madison's west side, what we know so far. And a group of cyclists biking across the country stops in Madison, see the cause they're fighting for. Plus, John Lewis makes one final trip across the Edmund Pettus Bridge 55 years after Bloody Sunday.
This is News 3 Now at 5:30.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 5:30. I'm Amanda Quintana. One person is dead following a shooting on Madison's west side last night. Police responded to the shooting at Schrader Road and Chapel Hill Lane around 9:30. Two gunshot victims were treated at the scene. One of them later died at a hospital, while police say the other is in stable condition. Police found multiple shell casings at the scene, but no arrests have been made. Anyone with information is asked to contact Madison area Crime Stoppers. A group of cyclists are traveling across the country, beginning in Seattle, with the goal of reaching Washington, D.C., while stopping in cities along the way to educate others about the country's relationship with Cuba. Gabriela Becerra caught up with them during their visit in Madison today and shares their message.
Madisonians gathered at the Wisconsin State Capitol Sunday morning to encourage this group on their journey from the west to east coast, while also learning about Cuban culture. Now 2,000 miles from home, Carlos Lazo rides into Madison with his sons and nephews.
We have been for 2 weeks on the road already, having a great experience.
The family is biking cross country with many stops along the way to advocate for policy change and better relations between the United States and Cuba.
Many Americans are not aware that we have this embargo and what the repercussions of the embargo are for the Cuban people. And the Cuban people face a lot of difficulties, like obtaining food, obtaining medicines.
Their destination is the country's capital, where Lazo says he plans on bringing his passion for change to the president's doorstep.
3 months ago, we created a petition to the Trump administration to lift sanctions against Cuba, especially because of coronavirus, something temporal. We got 20,000 signatures, and the administration didn't answer or didn't say anything. We are going to go straight there.
Their group has support here in Madison. Former Alderman Ricardo Gonzalez welcomed Lazo, and Madison's Camagüey Association is donating to their efforts.
For us, it's kind of the feeling that you have when you have your mother and your father and they are divorced, and you want to bring them together. And this is the passion that we feel, bringing our two countries together.
The group encourages those who are interested in taking action to reach out to state legislators. In Madison, I'm Gabriela Becerra, News 3 Now.
You can follow the rest of the journey by liking Carlos Lazo on Facebook. We'll have a link to his page on our website. Let's get a look at your first warn weather with Dana Fulton. It was hot and sunny out there, and then it turned into some pretty heavy rain outside.
Yeah, we do have quite a line passing through right now. You're likely hearing the heavier showers, or around the Baraboo area, we did get some reports of some lightning and louder thunder cracking. Doesn't seem like that line has a lot of lightning with it right now, but there is still some very heavy rain. The heaviest rainfall has passed through Madison. It looks like just over Stoughton, we're seeing some very heavy showers. Marshall, Watertown also seeing some heavier showers. It is dry currently in Jefferson, but you'll likely want to get inside soon because there's heavy rain just off to the northwest. As we look at our precipitation totals just over the last 3 hours, this line, as you can see, forming right along the Dells and then really pressing south. Some of those totals in Richland County and in the northwest corner of Dane County getting close to 2 inches. Wouldn't be surprised if a few people with rain gauges got closer to 2.5 or 3 inches of accumulation. Because of all the rain that has passed through, we do have a flood advisory in effect right now, really right along that rain line. Most of the flash flooding concerns will be closer to the state line as this shower activity does move further south. Right now, the lower lying areas, the roads that usually tend to get a little waterlogged, you may see a little more water on the roadways through the rest of this evening. So if you do head out, please make sure you are careful as you're driving. Here's a live look right now with our Edgewater Skycam. So visibility reduced and a little rainy outside currently. Thankfully, the rest of the week should be quite pleasant. We'll look at your full 10-day in just a few minutes. Amanda?
Thank you, Dana. In Milwaukee, a woman has been charged in the shooting death of her own 2-year-old daughter. The Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office charged 22-year-old Jasmine Daniels with first-degree reckless homicide today. Zamia Stevens was fatally shot on Tuesday night. Daniels reportedly gave conflicting statements to investigators, but later acknowledged she, quote, accidentally did it while playing around with her gun in the basement when the gun went off and shot her daughter. Daniels is scheduled to make her initial court appearance on August 4th. Turning to our coronavirus headlines, Wisconsin is adding another 950 confirmed cases to its all-time total, now just over 1,000 away from 50,000 cases. According to data from DHS and county dashboards today, 9.6% of new tests came back positive over the past 24 hours. That's up nearly 3% from yesterday. One more person has died from complications of the virus, while just under 10,000 of the state's cases remain active. The U.S. official overseeing coronavirus testing says turnaround times for results are taking too long. This morning on CNN, Admiral Brett Jerwal says it's slower than what he'd like to see at this point.
I'm never going to be happy until we have this under control, and we're going to continue to push every single day to improve the testing, the type of testing that we have, and the rapidity of turnaround. Where we see the growth here is in point of care. We'll have about 50 million tests available in August, about 65 million in September.
Multiple states dealing with high caseloads, and some labs and public health departments report that turnaround times for diagnostic testing have slowed recently. The director of NIH says slow turnaround times undercut the value of testing. Meanwhile, millions of Americans are waiting for politicians to pass another coronavirus relief bill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says Congress should stay in session until a stimulus deal is reached. Pelosi says Democrats will not accept unemployment benefits lower than $600 a week, but Republicans don't plan to renew that, instead putting forward a plan with a re-employment bonus and $1,200 checks for many Americans.
But the check is there, the reemployment bonus is there, the retention bonus is there. There'll be breaks for small tax credits for small businesses and restaurants. That's all going to be there. It's a very well-rounded package. It's a very well-targeted package.
The complete recovery proposal is expected to be unveiled tomorrow. Congressman John Lewis made history again today as a procession of mourners, Alabama state troopers, and hundreds of others guided his horse-drawn casket across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma one last time. CBS News' Michelle Miller has more.
Applause and cheers broke out as a horse-drawn carriage brought John Lewis's casket over the Edmund Pettus Bridge for a final crossing. Lewis, an advocate for nonviolent protest, returned to the bridge annually, sometimes with U.S. presidents, to remind the world that the search for racial justice is not finished.
Today, when you walk arm in arm across this bridge, no one would beat us.
In March 1965, it was on this bridge, named after a Confederate Army general and Ku Klux Klan leader, that Lewis suffered a concussion and fractured skull at the hands of state troopers and others. But Lewis came out of that conflict more determined than ever to make change. On this crossing, members of Lewis's family wore T-shirts saying, "Good trouble." The phrase guided the congressman and those he mentored throughout his decades-long career on Capitol Hill and his years at the forefront of the civil rights movement.
He's laid out the blueprint for us to pick up the baton and continue his march for voting rights, for civil rights, for human rights.
And in sharp contrast to that day 55 years ago, Alabama state troopers saluted Lewis's flag-draped casket. They helped load it onto the hearse that traveled to Montgomery, where Lewis was to lie in state Sunday at the Capitol. Michelle Miller, CBS News, Selma, Alabama.
Lewis will lie in state at the U.S. Capitol this week before his private funeral on Thursday at Atlanta's famed Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Martin Luther King Jr. preached. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 5:30. Today is 30 years since the Americans with Disabilities Act became law. We'll take a look at what's changed and what advocates are still pushing for. And tonight on News 3 Now at 10, just 100 days away from Election Day, see how UW-Madison students are trying to register young voters. That's tonight at 10.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It just gives you such a boost of confidence.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home. I had the timer on, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or
it absolutely could be a daily thing, but the way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Local groups and organizations continue to find ways to put on festivals amid the pandemic. St. Denis Parish was forced to cancel its annual festival due to the virus, but still put on a drive-through mini festival today. The festival is typically an entire weekend and features outdoor masses, a big dinner, and local bands. Organizers hope that's what they're going to be able to do next year.
That there's really not a sense of community that we find in our festival. We're so happy with the turnout that we see right now for our mini festival drive-through, and hopefully that'll continue and we'll sell out all our food. But I'm hoping 2021 brings out the next St. Denis Festival.
The church relies on their annual festival, which organizers say is always their biggest fundraiser. They say they're trying to find other ways to make up for lost revenue in the coming months. Today marks 30 years since the Americans with Disabilities Act became law. It bans discrimination based on disability and requires certain physical accommodations. CBS News' Danya Bacchus looks at how it helped shape life for those with disabilities and the work that still needs to be done.
Disability is something that is a little hard sometimes to get a hold of.
Joe Zeski was 14 years old when President George H.W. Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act.
It'd be so much different, both in big ways and little ways. If there wasn't an ADA.
Zeski is blind, and he knows without the law, life wouldn't be the same, starting with his job as a program manager with the Northeast ADA Center.
I might not be able to get the accommodation, the screen reader to use on my computer that I do. For me, it's become woven into what I expect and how I perceive our community should be.
The transformative law made sure those with disabilities were protected against discrimination and provided physical accommodations. Claire Pastore is a law professor at the University of Southern California.
It really had a very broad goal, which was to eliminate discrimination against people with disabilities in virtually all facets of American life.
Ramps, designated parking spots, and curb cuts are all a result of the ADA, but there's one area of modern life it doesn't address.
Accessibility requirements for websites. Websites didn't exist and weren't envisioned in 1990 when the law was passed, so they aren't specifically addressed. Most courts have held that websites are places of public accommodation.
With the internet now the main way people connect, those with disabilities and their advocates say more work needs to be done in the digital space.
And that means things like closed caption for the deaf, or ability to change website font and typeface for people who have vision vision impairments.
We have an expectation that the virtual environment will also be accessible to shop on Amazon or to make a hotel reservation or to file a form with our town. Those need to be accessible online for people with disabilities and for people using assistive technology.
Zeski is grateful for the ADA and hopeful the work of the law continues to build a more inclusive society for those with disabilities. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Disability rights advocates say they're still working on improving other areas of accessibility, including air travel and media representation in television and film. Coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30, the latest on Hurricane Hannah as it makes its way through Texas. Plus, tonight's rain will wrap up with a sunny week ahead. Dana has your first warn forecast coming up next.
Planning your family's future is as much of a Wisconsin tradition as summers spent up north, the perfect tailgate, or evenings at a festival. That's why so many of us choose EdVest, Wisconsin's 529 college savings plan. Getting started online is quick and easy, and saving early, like before your children take their first step, goes a long way in making higher education a reality for them. Contribute at edvest.com to take advantage of the 2020 Wisconsin state tax deduction.
Kindness makes a world of difference at the Century House. Donate $50 or more to the Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin and save more than ever before on stressless seating. Save at least $300 on stressless recliners and office chairs. Plus, save hundreds more with $200 off every sofa seat you buy. There's never been a better time to help others and fill your home with the unmatched comfort of stressless seating. Be kind and save generously at the Century House.
Hi, folks. Monday morning, Hattie is kicking off a week of beautiful weather. She's going to let us know when the chance for rain might creep back into that forecast. Join us Monday morning, starting at 4:30.
Choosing the right Medicare plan is simple, right? Except that there are a lot of choices from a lot of companies. Avoid the confusion and the junk mail. Come to Informed Choice Insurance Agency. We know Medicare, and we offer many of Wisconsin's popular plans. There's no cost and no obligation to come discuss your Medicare options with the experienced team at Informed Choice. Call us today.
Find your keys. Find your get up and go. Find pants that aren't sweats. Find your friends. Find your sense of wonder. Find the world is new again. At Chevy, we'd like to take you there. Now, during the Chevy Open Road Sales Event, get up to 15% of MSRP cash back on select 2020 models. That's over $5,700 cash back on this Equinox. It's time to find new roads again.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hurricane Hannah is now a tropical depression after making landfall along the Gulf Coast last night. Hannah has brought heavy rains and threats of floods to parts of Texas, a state already reeling from the pandemic. Hannah is the first hurricane of the season in the Atlantic and the first hurricane to make landfall in Texas in July since Hurricane Dolly in 2008. We are seeing some showers around here tonight, but then a dry trend. That's some good news. Let's go to your first warn weather with Dana Fulton.
Thankfully, things are going to change up. This pattern for this evening, not lingering around for much longer, but it got dark very quickly as that rain moved in. Here's a live look with our WIC TV sky cam. Looks like we're a few hours ahead of where we're at right now, close to about 5:45, and we got a dark sky with the rain passing through. That's in Madison, though. Likely still seeing a little bit of sunshine along the far southern edge of Wisconsin. Still cloudy outside for Prairie du Sac, Sauk City, Lone Rock, though the rain has exited the area. So the heaviest rainfall right now, just starting to get to the edge of Greene or Rock County. Still seeing those heavier showers pass through Greene County. So Monroe, you'll be dealing with that very heavy rainfall soon. New Glarus seeing heavier showers. Only a few bits of lightning, so not a very sparky storm, but still a lot of heavy rain building in through the area. The storm is pretty much heading an east-southeast path right now, really moving slowly. So we are seeing some heavier rainfall towards Milton around 610, Whitewater around 607. So again, moving slowly, moving east. And this is the area where we could be seeing some flooding concerns. Right now, we do have a flood advisory in effect along where that shower line has already passed through. So Madison and areas north and east under that advisory. The lower lying areas, the rural spots that tend to get a little waterlogged when we see some heavier showers. That's the concern for right now. If you do have to drive anywhere this evening, please just make sure you're very cautious on the roads and don't try to drive anything there. You can't see how deep the road may be. Just because the water might look that deep, you don't know if the road underneath has washed out at all. So again, that flood advisory in effect right now. Those showers are going to continue to drive southeast along a cold front boundary. Behind that boundary, we still have cloud coverage for much of central Wisconsin, but high pressure is going to build in, and that's going to keep things very pleasant for Monday and Tuesday. A few lingering showers possible through up until about midnight, but then skies are really going to become partly cloudy overnight, and for Monday afternoon, we will be mostly sunny. High temperatures will be in the low 80s, so more seasonable trend with our temperatures. It'll stay fairly clear for Tuesday, and then Tuesday afternoon, plan on mostly sunny skies yet again. Our precipitation trend, likely that we're going to be quite dry over the next 6 to 10 days. We aren't expecting any big systems to move in. We'll get through this rain and then it'll be a little drier. 81 the high for tomorrow. Skies again becoming mostly sunny, and it is going to be less humid outside. So that drop in the humidity means things will feel a little more comfortable even in the lower 80s. So partly sunny through the morning, becoming mostly sunny in the afternoon, mostly sunny for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then beyond that, seasonable temperatures and fairly dry weather. Only a few slight chances for some showers. I believe we're hearing some thunder rumbling right now here at the station. So of course, I'm sure a few of you have heard some rumbles of thunder. If you're hearing the thunder, you should probably get inside.
But it's good that once we're done with this tonight,
we're in a great spot for the next several days. Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, Dana. A tough day for the Brewers bats, but who took the series against the Cubs? Highlights coming up next in sports.
Has clearance savings on over 400 new Hondas. Get 0% financing for up to 60 months on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan.
Sometimes you run out of fresh at the wrong time. Luckily, Pick and Save delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need, so you can get back to being you. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Seattle's pledge to defund its police department by 50%, even including a proposal to remove 911 dispatchers from police control.
Joe Biden said he's absolutely on board with defunding the police. Listen closely.
Yes, absolutely.
Hello, you've reached 911. I'm sorry that there is no one here to answer your emergency call, but leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Crime will rise significantly.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Lately, we found new ways to support and care for each other. And while every gesture counts, so too does every dollar. That's why American Family Insurance is returning $425 million to our customers. This includes a 10% savings for all current and new auto customers for the rest of the year. We hope this does your world some good and reminds you that supporting your dreams means the world to us. Contact your agent or go to amfam.com to learn about more ways to save.
Wild Easttown Honda has clearance savings on 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $269. That's $269 and absolutely zero due at signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger.
weekend of Major League Baseball did not disappoint so far for those teams in the NL Central, at least for the Brewers and the Cubs. But this afternoon's rubber match working in the favor of Cubs starter Tyler Chatwood. On the Brewers end, Freddie Peralta only pitching 3, giving up 4 runs on 3 hits and striking out 3. Corey Knebel coming in to relieve him in the 4th, but it was a big inning for the Cubs. Victor Caratini lining it to right. Jason Hayward sprinting home. It's 4-0 Cubs, and then 5-0 by the end of the inning. Top 5, Ben Gamble. That is the first hit of the day for the Brewers. Chatwood again pitching a gem today. Very next batter, Orlando Arcia. RBI single scoring Omar Narvaez. And the Brewers have a run on the board, but 3 different Cubs hit home runs after that. So the Cubs take the opening series of the season between these 2 teams, but don't worry, they'll face each other again in about 2.5 weeks back at Wrigley. The Cubs and Brewers will play each other 10 times this season. The Brew Crew will head to Pittsburgh tomorrow, and we'll hear from Craig Counsell later on at 10. PGA in the Midwest this week for the 3M Open in the Twin Cities, and while it was a close one at the top coming into the day, it was Michael Thompson, an unlikely hero today, winning 2 strokes ahead of Adam Long, and there was a large contingent tied to finish 3rd. More than fits on the screen there. 9 pros tied for 3rd. Next week, PGA heads to Memphis for the FedEx St. Jude Open. National Women's Soccer League Challenge Cup Championship match between Houston and Chicago. No score until Sophie Schmidt. That penalty kick was good for the Dash, and Houston beats Chicago 2-0 for the Cup. And it was a beautiful day, well, earlier at least, to hit the links at Pleasant View Golf Course for the 7th annual Bruce Dahman Foundation golf outing in memory of the former Memorial Athletic Director who died at the age of 61 in 2014. The foundation supports academic scholarships to graduates of Memorial who embody the characteristics of Dahman. So compassionate, respectful, and most importantly, this is a phrase that he said a lot, to make good decisions. I think that's advice that not just Memorial students can take, Amanda, we can all take.
Yes, that is some good advice, and I'm glad that the rain was later in the day so they got to enjoy that this morning. Yeah. Thanks so much, Melissa. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Day trips are better than daydreams.
Alexa, lock the front door.
Locking. Experience the joy of a bigger world in a highly connected Lexus vehicle. Visit your local Lexus dealer in person or online for exceptional offers at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2020 UX 250 Hybrid all-wheel drive for $309 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
How to get more out of your Wisconsin Dells vacation. Ride more rides, slide more slides. All the more reason to do a little more. Wisconsin Dells. That's more like it.
I'm here.
Auntie's here.
Hey, Mom and Dad here.
Shall we begin?
Together, nothing can keep us apart. That's why U.S. Cellular is building powerful 5G coverage that works inside and out. And now, get $700 off the latest phones. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
Right now, we're at a crossroads. We've seen what can happen when we elect a leader determined to divide us. As president, Joe Biden will forge a new path by growing an economy that works for working families, getting small businesses back on their feet, and expanding access to affordable health care. Joe Biden will lead us on the path forward, paved with opportunity for us all.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way
and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now. Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
So we're seeing that heavy rain outside right now.
Heavy rain, yes, and you can hear the thunder every once in a while. Of course, if you hear any thunder, you need to go ahead and head inside into heavier showers right now, certainly reducing visibility. We're going to keep a close eye on the potential for some isolated flooding this evening. Widespread flooding not likely as the rain's already starting to clear out of the northwest corner of Dane County. As you can see, the rest of the 10-day quite dry with seasonable temperatures. Thankfully, we're not going to bounce back up close to 90. In the near future.
At least a little longer. Good. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us.